Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss. I'm here with MT, and we are talking about episode 2 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is a Q&A. We're going to take all your biggest questions. We're going to talk about who the real villain of this show might be. Oh, we've gone down this rabbit hole before with Marvel shows. Let's hope we don't fall flat on our face again. How you doing, MT?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Erik?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm a little nervous. I'm just trying to, manage my expectations a bit. I don't think the real villain's Mephisto. I'm getting that out of the way right now. No, it's not Mephisto. Though, who knows? Maybe Film Theory will cut this out of context and put it in a supercut to make fun of me in a video. We'll see. Anywho, let's take our first question.
Who do you think is the true villain of this show? Because I feel like the Flag Smashers are going to end up being the good guys. They're out here delivering vaccines. This John Walker guy, he's suspect. I don't like him. And Zemo, I feel like he could surprise us all, that cameo at the end. Like, he's still locked up. Like, what is he going to do?
Oh, give me butterflies. Your question gives me butterflies. I agree with you pretty much on all of that. I don't think the Flag Smashers are being called Robin Hood. I think they're going to be anti-hero kind of tragic figures, freedom fighters in a way, just kind of like the way Aaron Kellerman's character was in Solo: A Star Wars Story is Enfys Nest. You were worried about the Cloud Riders, and by the end of that movie, you're like, oh, they're actually going to be part of the Rebel Alliance. Oh, isn't that nice? They aren't actually villains. But yeah, so MT and I were talking about this before. I think the Power Broker and or Thaddeus Ross. That's where my money is on. I think Thaddeus Ross is going to be part of Black Widow. I think he's going to be kind of the governmental bad, tied in with some other Power Broker, either Ross himself or someone else that we know from Marvel. Maybe Zola. Zola's a bit crazy, I'll admit. But the Power Broker might just be a new figure. I mean, it could be a whole bunch. They might merge it with other characters. Like, in addition to Zola, there's like MODOK out there, There's Justin Hammer who's out there. There's the leader, from the first Hulk movie. He's still out there. And the leader in the comics is deeply tied in with AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. But that's in the Intelligentsia. There's a whole, plot there. But who do you think, MT?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with the Power Broker, and because I honestly believe that the Power Broker is supplying power to anyone who wants to buy it, whether it be the U.S. government, whether it be the Flag Smashers, or whoever. So this mysterious, murderous Power Broker might be this villain. But if I were to just completely ballpark it, like something wild, I think that we could possibly see Killian again from Iron Man 3, because he was doing body manipulation enhancement stuff with the Extremis project. So
but he went boom boom.
He did go boom boom.
He exploded.
But he did have Extremis in him. So it could potentially just be like, and his body, I don't know, he was fine, and now he's
starfish rules. Like, if one piece of a starfish survives,
one piece,
it turns into a new star.
Exactly. So if we could see Killing again, but that's just outrageous, and that's probably not going to happen. But also another idea that popped into my brain a couple days ago is White Vision. We don't know where White Vision went. And the reason why I bring this up is because the second Power Broker in the comics looks like this pale, he has no identity, so no one really knows who he is, so he could literally be adapted into anyone, but he is this pale looking man. So what if White Vision left and decided to become his own person and kind of evil? But that's out there. That's just another wild theory. But
I like the idea of White Vision. I don't expect Paul Bettany to come back in this show, but you did just link two kind of interesting questions in a way that makes me very excited. I don't need a blue chew now after hearing that theory.
That's what all the ladies say. It's like, hey, MT, you get me real excited with these Marvel theories. No one says that at all. But no,
I'll say it. Yeah, I don't think White Vision seemed to be more on a noble quest. I mean, that ship of Theseus analogy did a number on him. He could be out building ships somewhere. He's like, I don't understand what he meant, but I have to. And someone's like, you broke down my ship? He's like, yes, but I built a new ship. It's the same thing. And they're like, what is this, a freaking Lego movie? Build my ship back. He's like, but it would be the same. Just build it back, Android.
No, Sam goes back to see his sister, and Vision's just working on her ship, his parents' ship. Yeah. It's like, I thought this would seem pretty old. I just thought I'd just make a new one.
But before we continue, thank you to Blue Blocks for sponsoring this video. Look, no matter how hard you try, it's hard to get your bedroom 100% dark at night. Lights always coming in through the curtains. There are those little lights on your electronic devices, your power strip, the ghost who's shining a mag light in your eyes, you know. All that paranormal light in your room makes it harder to fall asleep and harder to stay asleep. Well, the Blue Blocks Remedy Sleep Mask is the solution. It creates 100% darkness and is super comfortable. It's got these adjustable eye cups for the perfect fit, and it works whether you sleep on your belly or your side or your back, and you can fully open your eyes with it on. Oh my god, I'm in the sunken place, so there'll never be any light again. This is actually what I want. I can finally sleep now. I've used other sleep masks before. They were never as comfortable or as effective as the Blue Blocks Remedy Sleep Mask. Whether you're looking to improve your sleep or help with meditation or get some rest while traveling, these masks are awesome. Just go to blueblocks.com/newrockstars or click that link below to get 20% off your Remedy Sleep Masks today. My code is automatically applied for that 20% off, so all you need to do is click the link below to get the best sleep possible right now. Just grab yourself a Blue Blocks Remedy Sleep Mask. Just go to BLUBLOX.com/newrockstars or click the link below to get 20% off your order. Code automatically applied at checkout. Let's take another question here.
Do we think that somehow the jerk Thaddeus Ross is involved with either the power broker, or he is the power broker, or he's involved with the GRC? Because I think he's super obsessed with super soldier serum. So I feel like there's a good chance he could want the Flag Smashers to work for him. So just do we think that he is involved somehow, especially because he's a terrible person? And also the show is great, and you guys are doing a great job.
Oh,
thank you
Liz.
so much. Liz, I think you're thinking on the same wavelengths we are, that Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is involved, and I think that GRC sounds just like the government. I mean, he's Secretary of State, which is involved with like international relations, right, and international diplomacy. Often Secretary of State is a position that can pretty much be interchangeable with like UN Secretary. They often speak at the UN. They're often involved with different international alliances, and Ross could totally step into that position as head of the GRC. I think that's probably where he is now. I think there might be, I don't know if they're going to call it the Thunderbolts, but I think he's going to be involved in putting together his own super soldier team to like replace the Avengers. That's going to be more or less what the Thunderbolts was.
I don't know. Like, I definitely think that he's involved. I don't know if he's the power broker himself, but he's definitely a big contender for that potential role. I don't know. We'll see how he comes into play, but he's definitely going to come into play to some degree because he's in the credits.
I mean, what I really want to happen is like a Thaddeus Ross and Zola alliance that's been going on behind the scenes for a long time.
That'd be great.
Like if they just have a scene where, you know, Ross swirls his liquor and he sits down and then like Zola's face just pops up on Skype or something like that. That's my Mephisto moment for this show.
Right?
That's all I want.
But
just like, or just a green glow on William Hurt's face, and I'll know what that means. Green is the new red, baby.
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely do think that, like, I don't know. I'm of the belief that we will get some type of Zola something this season. So we'll see what happens.
Don't stop believing in
Never.
me. The power of belief. Just keep clapping. I believe in fairies. I believe in Zola.
Zola train.
Zola will die if you stop believing in
Seriously,
him.
everyone believe right now.
Let's take another question.
I was wondering if you think that the Flag Smashers are going to have any relation to Red Skull. Because, like, in the comics, Red Skull funds the Flag Smashers, and, like, right now, they both have red faces on. But, like, also in the first Captain America movie, the Red Skull says, "I have seen the future, and there are no flags."
No flags, yeah.
Maybe fighting the Red Skull is, like, a rite of passage for Captain Americas now.
Yeah, that quote has come back a lot when it comes to the Flag Smashers. I've seen the future and there are no flags. Now, it's hard to do retroactive Easter eggs like that, right? Because then it would say, so the writers, you know, back in 2010, when they were writing Captain America, the First Avenger, that they had in mind that in 2020, they would be shooting this show where there'd be a militant group called the Flag Smashers, and that I don't even think they knew the events of Endgame or Infinity War or even Thanos back when they were working on that first Cap film. So if they could think that far ahead, here's what I'll say though, is I think there are some philosophical parallels between what Red Skull ultimately wanted and what the Flag Smashers wanted, in that they wanted to see a world united. However, Red Skull was a fascist. He wanted to dominate it with Hydra. whereas the Flag Smashers are more pacifists, anarchists. I don't know if they're pacifists. That's not the right word for it, but they are anarchists. I don't think they want any kind of government control. They just want people to live peacefully. And in the blip, people were just too depressed to wage war against each other. I don't think Red Skull would like a blip world. I think Red Skull would be like, the blip has gone good. Half the Avengers are gone. Let me dominate it with my armies.
Yeah.
And, so I don't see too much of a link between Red Skull and the Flag Smashers other than those words.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, you hit the nail on the head with the comparing their ideologies, and yeah, I just think that I really just don't believe that the Flag Smashers would even like Red Skull. To be honest.
Yeah, they'd hate him.
Yeah, like they would be.
Oh, so like a Nazi, a guy who's worse than Nazis, like. Now, unless he is like the power broker and he kind of helped them, but we got to ask where he is right now. Red Skull, it sounds like, was liberated from his servitude once the Soul Stone was taken from Vormir.
Yeah.
Now, it seems like the Soul Stone was put back, right? So does that mean he has to continue working there? Or is it just guarded by someone else? Is it a rotating position? But I don't imagine. Red Skull seems like more like a cosmic figure in the MCU now. He might show up in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie or a Thor movie before he would show up in a really grounded spy movie or spy series.
See, I don't know. See, with the Red Skull, for me, I honestly think that they're going to bring him back because there has to be. Because like we only got him really for one movie. I mean, we sort of got him in Infinity War and Endgame, but like the Red Skull character is such a big Captain America villain and just a big Marvel villain in general. And so we haven't really seen him on Earth in the modern day. So I think that somehow he will find his way back to Earth. But that's just me. I don't know if I don't think he's the power broker at all. But like, I think he might find his way back to Earth, but that's just me.
But great questions.
Yes.
Let's continue to take some.
Hi, me again. You guys know I'm obsessed with you. I thought Battlestar was an alias for Bucky. I looked it up a little bit, and I was very interested in knowing more about it. Someone tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me I'm not wrong.
I mean, if it were a different alias than Battlestar, I would agree with you. Because I think Battlestar is just what his name is in the comics, and I think Bucky was just like, oh God, no, not these wannabe Avengers. I don't want to hang out with these guys. But if he had said like, oh, my code name is like Freight Car or something like that, or like Rusted or something in one of his something that was like, oh, was that important to Bucky in some other way? Or my code name is like Bucharest or something, but just Battlestar could, it's just kind of like a cheesy 80s name. It was chosen because these guys were like wrestlers. They were bold urban commandos who were trying to be like Cap wannabes in the 80s. And so that's just kind of the names. It sounds like American Gladiator's name, right? And that's why. It's like Marvel Comics is trying to kind of parody that of these guys who think they're real life superheroes. So I think that's what Bucky was cringing to, that whole idea of like, oh, these guys who want to, hang with the big boys. No, I'm not hanging with them.
I mean, I don't know. Because like that, I mean, that is highly likely. Because like Bucky's just like, look at these young bloods thinking they could be like me and Steve. Forget them. But I think that there might be something with that Battlestar name connected to Bucky's past.
So that means now people are going to tweet me in 3 weeks being like, hey, your Battlestar theory was wrong. Like, I never said that.
We just spitballing here
think
on
I
the
did.
Q&As and Inside Marvel. But like, yes. I don't know. But like, we have yet to see. But I don't believe Battlestar is connected with Bucky in the past. Though I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that Battlestar is just a Lemar Hoskins title.
Yeah, to me it seemed like, I mean, all I read from, maybe it's because I grew up with older siblings who wanted to get out of the car when I hopped in it on things. So it was kind of just like, no, I don't want to go see freaking Thumbelina with Erik today. I want to go see Apollo 13. And I'm like little 6-year-old me like, no, I want to see Thumbelina. And I'm like, no. And then even I'm watching Thumbelina being like, this movie kind of sucks.
What do you think about Bucky calling himself White Wolf? Because in the comics, he's White Wolf later, so it's pretty cool actually. What do you think about that?
I think it was a reference to the Black Panther post-credit scene where those Wakandan kids run away. They go, White Wolf, and you see it in the subtitles of that scene. he got that nickname from the Wakandans. And I think it was a reference to the White Wolf character, to Hunter, who's kind of leading the Wakandan secret police. And he's kind of a badass. He was like this white kid whose parents and him were flying over. The plane went down, and Wakanda kind of adopted him. And then at first, the Wakandan people were like, "Who the f*** is this guy?" And then they ended up accepting him, and he was super loyal to T'Challa. But I am interested to know what that title meant to the MCU Wakandans exactly. Was it just a kid's nickname for him, or did he actually work for Shuri and for T'Challa during his time there, helping them on missions? Did he help them with security? At the beginning of Infinity War, it seemed like he was still wearing his relaxation robes, and then they gave him the black vibranium arm. So I'm wondering how much time he had to go on missions with them. And then he and T'Challa dusted at the end of Infinity War. So yeah, I'm wondering what he did during that time.
Yeah, I think that honestly, Bucky was just chilling. Like he's I think he mentioned in episode 1 that like his only time where he got to rest was in Wakanda. And so he was just relaxing and like just not being in a war for once in his life. And once T'Challa and Okoye, I believe, gave him the arm and Infinity War, it's like he was immediately like, "Where's the fight? Because you wouldn't give me this arm if there wasn't a fight coming. So where is it?" So yeah, that's just what I think about that.
No, I think that's a good point. Let's take another question.
Do you think the new Captain America already has the superhero serum?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna put it in him later and then he's gonna turn evil because of that?
Oh, kind of like Blonsky, how he lost his mind?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. I think he already has it. Because the fact that he was so hush-hush about his physiology when that Good Morning America producer was asking about it. And then he, you see that footage of him, like, ripped when he's doing the box scene, just like we saw Cap going at the punching bag in Avengers. And then he must have only had that shield for, like, what, 48 hours? When he was flinging it around. Like, I don't know how much time passed over the course of episode 1. It seemed like it was like 3 or 4 days maximum, where Sam handed over the shield, and then he went back to Louisiana to hang out with his sister, and probably another day passed when they scheduled that bank loan appointment, and then right later that day, I mean, it would have taken people time to travel around as well, because Joaquin Torres goes from Tunisia to Switzerland so that he can make that call. But ultimately, it would John Walker would not have had that much time with that shield to get good at it, and to fling it around like that, you need a lot of strength. It does have some like aerodynamic qualities to it. Like there's like magnetic qualities to it that also could have been faked. That could have been CGI. But we saw him on that truck. He was pretty good with it. Pretty good. He was able to catch Lemar Hoskins with it. So yeah, I think he already has it.
Oh yeah, he definitely has some type of powers in him. I don't know if he's like if he has super soldier serum in him, but like he's empowered in some way, and I think that it's probably in a sketchy way, because like, you know, with him being real, you know, hush hush about what was going on in MIT and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know exactly. I think that maybe he might be in a quest for more power throughout as the series goes on, because of the weight of the responsibility of the mantle. But you know, I definitely do think that he has some type of powers now. So we'll see how that goes.
Agreed. Let's take one more question here.
Since Good Morning America is now in the MCU and Erik was on Good Morning America, does that mean that Erik is now in the MCU?
Yes, absolutely. Hold on. Erik is now MCU canon. I'm glad you asked that, because I was going to bring it up. Erik, my boy, was on Good Morning America the other day, and Good Morning America was in episode 2. I literally had that exact same thought as they came up. I was like, yo, it's Erik's people.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Sure, I'll take it. I would hope that I'm not MCU canon just so I can get a better role later. Like, you don't have to extend it that far. I mean, look, these movies, you can do this kind of Tommy Westphal extended connection of like, wait, so if like Star Wars exists in the MCU, and if you know, Trouble Man exists in the MCU, like all these other references to all the songs they reference in Point Break exists, that means that like Keanu Reeves exists in the MCU. So if Keanu Reeves ever plays a role in the MCU, are they going to get confused? You know, if you think about this too,
Tony Stark said Lebowski, and he fought freaking Jeff Bridges in Iron Man 1.
Jeff Bridges. Perfect example. Perfect example. So. But hey, teens, yeah, I will take that to the bank. I was on the fact that it was the same week,
right?
Or like a week before. GMA. Well, congrats on GMA for getting MCU canonized for sure. And I am in the MCU, baby.
Hey.
Yes. I mean, did it count when they said, "But why hexagons" in WandaVision? I think I counted that as being an MCU canon.
I think so too.
Because we had just put out a thumbnail saying, "What's with the hexagons?"
They were watching it. That's exactly how they got their blackboard up. It's like, hey, what is Erik saying? And then they just write down everything you say on the whiteboard.
Well, that's all we have time for. We have a lot we want to get through today. We have a Suicide Squad trailer that I got to break down, and this episode of Falcon Winter Soldier that I'm going to break down all the Easter eggs of. So we want to thank you all for sending your questions, and be sure to follow MT at Mastertainment. Follow me at EA Voss. Hey, get your hands on this new latest Obsession shirt. I should be wearing it. I just haven't had time to put it on, but here it is. And it's got a bunch of great Easter eggs. It's inspired by the end credits of this series. It's really cool. And when you get it, you can unlock the added option to write in a custom shout out that will appear at the bottom of our Inside Marvel after shows. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Stay tuned for this and all the other shows. We have a new episode of Fitness Origins coming out on Sunday. That's going to be crazy. But we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take it easy, guys.